What is going on, yo? I'm here to talk about Alolan Muck, and I will also briefly touch on Kanto Muck. However, they will have their own video that I'll record later down the line, but I will show them on screen right now. You can pause and compare them ability-wise and stat-wise and the typing and stuff. And I'll talk a bit about that in this video. Move pool-wise too, there's like differences. But Alolan Muck and Grammar. So these guys are super cool. Before I get into explaining my ability choices and why I chose them, I really recommend you pause the video and read the description. It's got a lot of background info that'll be really useful for you to understand the ROM hack better. When you're done with that, you can also check out when you're done with the video. So watch till the end, please. It helps with the algorithm and stuff. But when you're done with it, you can check out the other resources I have linked down below. Most importantly, the Google Sheets, which has everything organized into all sorts of categories. It's super easy to understand if you just scroll in order and consume it that way. So definitely make sure you give that a look because moves are really important to understanding the foundations of the game. Because I've changed them all so much. So yeah, Alolan Muck and Grimer are really cool. Regen is shared by both forms of Muck. Flavor-wise, I mean, they're a sludge monster. I think it makes sense for them to be able to like regenerate their bodies and stuff. They also have Recover, and also Black Sludge is massively buffed. So if it's not obvious, Poison is my favorite type in the game, alongside Bug. I love Poison types, which is why I buffed Black Sludge so much. In Sweltering, it's even more broken because every single Poison type has access to Protect, which means that they all get a quarter of their HP, basically for free. But in this game, only select few Pokemon have access to Protect and its variants. I could have honestly given it to these guys because they aren't ever really doing any fast sweeping stuff ever because they're so slow. And the main reason I limit Protect is for balancing reasons with sweeping, which you can read about right here if you want to read that. If you don't know already, if you're new here, pause that and read. But yeah, I didn't give it to them. Anyway, these guys are super bulky regardless, right? Black Sludge, Regen, also Appetite, which is cool because it encourages things other than Black Sludge defensively. For example, Key Berry, Moringa Berry, Engorge, Lychee Berry, all that fun stuff is definitely fun to abuse with Appetite because you're so bulky. And also, if you have another Poison type on your team, you might want Black Sludge on them because Item Clause is intended. So if you have another Poison type, you can run Black Sludge on them if they're a bulky Poison type, which, I mean, every Poison type can be bulky with Black Sludge. But, with the buffed Black Sludge at least, and then Appetite is a good little option. Double Citrus Berry is great, double Endure, double Lychee Berry, Engorge at level 50 is essentially Stuffed Cheeks. It gives you +1 to both your defenses, so you can do that. The whole reason I gave them Appetite and Engorge is because in Vanilla they have Gluttony, by the way, because their whole thing is eating and like cleaning up pollution and stuff, which is why they have Gluttony, while Kanto Muck. So Kanto Muck, I'm going to talk more about this in the Kanto Muck video, I guess, down the line when I get to recording that. I did the changes early. I kind of regretted it because I haven't been doing the other Alolan, like Kanto counterparts early, but I did these guys early just because I like Muck. Water Absorb is great, so they both have one immunity to either Water or Psychic, and Muck actually fucking resists Fighting, and Bug, which are both really important resists in this game, which Alolan Muck does not. So it's up to you which of the two you want to use in terms of your team composition, your preference, which abilities seem more fun, because Alolan Muck also has the immunity to Priority, which seems not that good when you're a slow Pokemon, but you have to keep in mind, when the AI is using Priority, it's going to be their whole set a lot of the time. So you're able to basically completely stonewall like one Pokemon every once in a while on the opponent's team, which is definitely really good. That's why you swap to Dazzling, right? If you see like the AI has like a priority set, you swap to your Dazzling, you cheese that. Appetite is great, again, for reasons I already covered. You can get double defense, double special defense, Engorge, Lychee Berry, Sucker Punch, stuff like that, right? Because you get double your berry, so you can get +2 attack and +1 defenses in one turn. Gooey is on both Grimers just because Dazzling and Lingering Aroma don't make much sense on Grimer, really, because Grimer's not super colorful yet. And Lingering Aroma kind of makes sense on base Grimer, but he's apparently, at least according to the Pokedex, he's not as smelly as like Muck specifically, so I don't know. Lingering Aroma is also really cool though. Muck is super fucking dope, man. I would love to use base Muck especially, because Lingering Aroma is so good in this ROM hack, but I'll cover that later in their own video. I just want to give them a brief comparison here because I know some people are going to be like, well, Alolan Muck is better because it's Poison Dark is better than Pure Poison, when it's literally not. It's better in some ways. It's not better in all ways, though. Not for sure. Not by any means. Yeah, so bulk-wise, they're very, very tanky, 110. So they also are slightly more physically leaning. It's just a very minor +5 physical stats, -5 special stats compared to Kanto Muck. So they're a bit bulkier physically and a bit stronger physically because they have the whole like poison shard thing going on, while Kanto Muck is more like slimy, smelly, and Alolan Muck isn't smelly. So yeah. Regenerate is great though. I mean, I don't need to explain why that's good. They also have Parting Shot, so they both get access to regen Parting Shot with 20 base speed, which is fucking amazing. Like incredible pivoting. Parting Shot is much more limited in this ROM hack. If you're coming from Sweltering Sun videos or you are familiar with Sweltering, you'll know that I gave that to tons of Pokemon, but I don't give that to everything anymore. I try to keep it more restricted to flavor because in Gen 9 there are a lot more switch moves to give out, so I can be more generous with. I can be more accommodating for flavor in this case. So yeah, Parting Shot's incredible on these guys. They've got all types of awesome like healing options outside of the Black Sun and Recover. Like you've got Siphon, Giga Drain. Kanto Muck has exclusive Strength Sap, while Alolan has Engorge. So there's a cool little differences there. Also like Hammer Arm technically is exclusive to Kanto Muck, not for flavor reasons, just because I don't know. I like giving him a little exclusive stuff once in a while. I like Kanto Muck a lot. Alolan Muck has Fang moves and Jaw Lock though, so that's definitely good. Although the Fangs are effectively useless outside of Crunch, because Poison Jab is stronger than Poison Fang, Fire Punch is stronger than Fire Fang, etc. So it's mostly just for flavor. Because yeah, the Poison Chance on Poison Fang is cool and like competitive, but in game you're not really using it for that, right? So yeah. Acid Spray and Acid Reflux are great. Those both drop Spit Def by -2. Acid Reflux poisons, while Acid Spray just does damage. Both of those are incredible. Venoshock is great, just with any combination of like toxic and bulky stuff. You've got priority at Night Burst and Sludge Shot and Shadow Sneak and Creeping Strike and Sucker Punch, so those are all really good options. Stab ones, especially in Sucker, Sludge Shot, and Night Burst. Yeah, man, it's pretty straightforward, honestly. Twilight. So I gave them Moon moves, so they already have Moonblast and Vanilla because the Pokedex talks about them being from a Moon Ray or whatever the fuck, like a mutation of slime, some bullshit about the Moon, right? And then that's also why they have Twilight Cannon, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's a Dark type Draco Meteor, which synergizes really well with Regenerator, especially because you can switch in, drop your attack, drop your special attack, and then switch out. Not to mention you can run a really good mix set on all these guys, but especially on Alolan Muck with that Twilight Cannon, you can do Twilight and then use physical moves after the fact. So that's all really good if you're not just doing Regenerator switching, like Twilight Cannon, Parting Shot, Regen type stuff. But yeah, these guys are super versatile offensively and defensively. Just very, very tanky, very, very strong, very, very fun. Tons of cool coverage options, mud moves, ground moves, power gem, rock moves because of the whole toxic like crystals they have on their body. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for listening. If you made it to the end, guys, I think I've covered all the important stuff. Flavor-wise, Appetite I already explained. Dazzling is because they're super colorful. And then Regen is Regen. I mean, it makes sense. Gooey is also pretty good on Alolan Grammar. You can do like some Recover Gooey shenanigans or Black Sludge Gooey shenanigans early on. Or even like Parting Shot Gooey, or even just straight up a Jack Button Gooey, because essentially what that means is you can get the -1 speed on whatever's in front of you, pivot out into something that can now outspeed whatever you were trying to hit, right? For example, if you can't outspeed them normally, Gooey, switch out, now you outspeed. So that's a really good application of Gooey. You're not always going to need the Regenerator or Appetite boost, although those two are very, very good abilities, of course. So yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it to the end, guys, I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I've covered all the important... Oh, also Mudshot and Shockwave, that's more priority, I forgot. So yeah, Mudshot, Shockwave, Creeping Strike are coverage, and Shadow Sneak, all of which are coverage priority moves, which is cool. So yeah, thanks for listening, y'all. I think I've covered... I mean, Leech Life is great too, I guess. Leech Life is another... It's like Siphon, but it's physical and it's even stronger. Heals you by 100% of your health. 60 base power, 100% healing, so that's really good. I would think a Terra Bug would be really cool for that, but I mean... You're giving up your Black Sludge if you're Terroring, so it's a bit, you gotta be more offensive Terra or like defensive, like to trick the AI type stuff. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Thank you for listening, guys. Belch and Acid Armor, those are two more things I can touch on before I end it off. Acid Armor gives you +3 defense. It makes you a crit magnet. I wouldn't recommend using it very much, but it is very strong. Obviously, I mean, with this type of bulk and Black Sludge and Acid Armor with +2 defense, you're never dying, but until you get crit, and then you're fucked, so I wouldn't do it personally in a Nuzlocke. Belch is great. That gives you +1 special attack with Appetite, so you can do that with like Select Berry or Engorge and go crazy with like snowballing like a bulky Belch set, get all your special attack up. You could also do like Engorge, Select Berry, Belch, and then go for like Night Burst and Sludge Shot and Mud Shot and Shockwave for priority moves, special moves. That could be pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for listening, y'all. Drop a comment if you made it to the end. Peace.